I've served as public defender for 9 years. I live in the city with my daughter and my wife, and I care deeply about the future of the city. As public defender, I've defended the rights of everyday citizens and made sure that people got justice in court. As you know, in the past couple of years, I've been involved in trying to save the city. We have a huge fiscal crisis on our hands, and unless we take action, it's going to get worse. You know, the reforms that I have championed are reforms that are absolutely needed, along with action. We can't afford to just do things the same old way anymore. We're seeing what's happening in Washington, D.C. We're seeing what's happening in Sacramento. We can't let that happen to the city that we love. And so I'm here today to declare my candidacy for mayor. I'm here because I want to see a real debate in this race among the candidates. And I think people want to know the truth. We have to start with what the true situation is in the city. And I'm going to be that candidate.
What prompted this?
When I submitted the signatures last month to the Department of Elections, more people have been approaching me and talking to me about running.
The pension reform measure?
The pension reform measure. But it wasn't until I really listened to what the candidates were saying in the last few debates about pension reform. And I became convinced that either the candidates don't get it or they don't want it. And I want to make sure that there's a voice in there that's talking about the fiscal realities of the city. This is an issue that I've studied for the last 2 years. This is something that's very dear to not only all the families in San Francisco, but to everyone who has had their service cut. We've seen summer school cut for the first time in San Francisco's history. We're seeing the parks budget cut. We're seeing going to the ballot for a $240 million street bond. So these are the real cuts and in services that San Franciscans are facing. And I'm convinced that by running for mayor, being part of the debate, I will be able to speak truth about what's really happening. And I think people need to hear that. It needs to be part of this debate.